had a stepfather that was putting a gun to my head, playing Russian roulette, things like that, you know. My mom was never around. Her husband was very abusive, very violent. I remember him going to jail. I remember my mom being beat up brutally to where it did traumatize me for the most part.
Basically, I knew when she loved me and when she didn't. And that was when she didn't have her fix of dope. She was a heroin addict, and you know, I watched men come in and out and watched her get beat a few times, and I seen a lot of things that no child should be exposed to. When I was about 8, they took me away from my mom, and the last thing she said is, "Baby, don't worry, I'll be there, I'll get you." And I was like, okay. She was my world. That's the only thing I knew as family. She disappeared off the planet. That kind of proved that I'm unworthy of anything and everybody.
Tyrone grew up with a history of severe neglect. It's very obvious where his trust issues come from as a result of that.
My father might be the dope man, the heroin addict, the Puerto Rican dude, or her pimp. Family don't want to have nothing to do with me because I'm half white and whatever.
I had so much rage and anger in me that I can't even fathom the idea right now.
Robert's life was that of abuse from the day he was born.
It was very violent.
Abuse to the point of absolute neglect.
That only lasted up until I was about 8 years old. And then my grandmother showed up in my life. Came and got me, put me in the car and said, this is enough. I knew that life was gonna get a lot better. That went on for a few years until I turned a teenager. I started being really rebellious. I was acting out on the way things were acted towards me in my childhood. I ended up doing drugs, committing crimes, and being on the streets, and it got like that for years.
I made the choice that I wasn't gonna live past 20, and it just was chaos after that. You know, I was pulling burglaries, doing drugs. I wanted to die because I was ashamed of who I am and too much of a coward to kill myself. I was homeless then.
Started getting ugly. I started living, sleeping in the parks and sleeping down by the river. My hustle started becoming less of a hustle and just more out of desperation. I met this one guy and he's all, "You heard of Volunteers of America?" You know, for some reason, it just clicked. It was like, this can change right here and right now. I thought I had it going on, though.
It's a remarkable change that took place with him. We saw that, and every day it grew.
I just started going to a lot of meetings. I started doing what's suggested there.
They started showing me that I'm not the bad guy I thought I was, and when they look at me, they see a guy that could do something with his life, go on to bigger and better things.
We have this philosophy, we're just going to love them until they learn to love themselves.
And that's where they start to come out of that environment and have the opportunity to be cared for, which is a huge part of what Volunteers of America does. It's not just equipping people with skills, it's caring for them so they can emotionally be repaired.
Robert's comeback and his zest for life is a miracle in itself. That somebody as beaten down as he was has come back as far as he has.
For me, it was just a situation broken down. You got a drug problem, let's get into a solution. You got a housing problem, let's get into a solution.
Their history and their life has created them to not trust anyone in what they say. So instead of us saying, we care, we have to behave like we care.
I just left prison, so it's like I get to Bannon Street and, you know, my mind is doing what it does best, defeating me. Going through the, you're a loser, you ain't worth it, why would they do anything for you? And I was like, well, you know what? Life has got to change. So
when the light came on, he couldn't give back enough.
I've volunteered over at Women's Empowerment. I've logged over a couple of 100 hours in community service at Bannon Street.
You guys are doing an awesome job. Thank you very much.
For as much volunteer work as I've done for Volunteers of America, it's got me outside of myself in a way that I can't explain.
To all the bad I've done, to all the people I've hurt, this is my way of giving back. Oh, come on, all of a sudden you on a diet.
He's so caring and thoughtful now of other people.
Because of our philosophy that walking through our front door is the end to their homelessness, we offered them hope.
I didn't have no hope. Now, to me, hope is everything. I got the upstairs.
We offer them a non-judgmental environment where they can be who they are.
They showed me that there is another way of life, that I can stop beating myself up for the things I've done in the past, and I can look towards a future.
My outlook on life now is so much different than what it used to be. The house is beautiful. It's
Robert, everything he set his mind to, he has thus accomplished.
I went to EMT school. From there, it was GED. During the GED, medical assisting, I finished that. You know, it's hard to believe sometimes still. The sense of security is wonderful. Knowing where you're gonna go every night makes it that much more horrifying to go back out there.
I didn't think I had any more chances. And Volunteers of America seen something in me and they took a chance on me.
Volunteers of America has shown me that people can change, especially coming from the lifestyle of being homeless.
I owe Volunteers of America, but I also owe those people that help Volunteers of America. You have given me the opportunity to be on the other side of the tracks. And I thank you guys for that. I owe you guys. And I will try my best not to let you guys down.